Yo, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Otaku having coming at you with another episode review. Today we're going to do a review of episode 12 of Ajin. I'm not sure if this is the season finale or it's just going to keep going every week. But this episode right here is just as good as the last one. Or well, maybe a little bit less than the last one, but it's pretty freaking good. Now, we're going to see what happens in this episode. Basically, Sato versus the Police Special Assault Force, which is the counter or anti-terrorism force of Japan. And basically, they come in with a new strategy that Tozaki gave them. They just, when he keeps reviving, it's better, and we can't use neutralizers in public because that was illegal anyway. Basically, what we're gonna have to do is just keep killing them because even with animals, that would have been illegal in the event that it was not supervised by a veterinarian. So they can't do it to Ajin. They're the same thing. They're treated at least on equal level with animals. So basically, they have to keep killing them over and over again until they get them transported to where they want them to be. Now, the whole time Tozaki goes in, he notices that they have Kevlar jackets as well as Kevlar helmets on. So the only thing that's gonna kill them would be a shot to the neck, a shot to the eyes through the glasses they were wearing basically, or a point blank shotgun shell. So the Kevlar is pretty powerful. If you don't know what Kevlar is, it's pretty much the material most anti-bullet jackets or anything you would wear are made out of. Shields as well. Kevlar is probably one of the best bullet defense support systems that you can have in clothing. It does make it a whole lot heavier though, so they are bogged down a bit. But you can tell they're very organized. They basically reacted very quickly, and through the whole thing, you can see them. They're shooting Sato, holding him up, and then switching out that on each side a defense shield, so like the other side can't get shot by a bullet going through Sato. And they just continuously do this while they're walking him back to the van. And then you have a couple of the snipers on Mr. Sato's team, basically trying to take him out so to give him the chance to revive, but they don't do that. And he's taken out like two or three of them before the police snipers actually find that sniper and they kill him. The other guy raises his hands. The spotter for Sato's sniper raises his hands and surrenders. Now, basically, as this is happening, Tozaki, or not Tozaki, sorry, Mr. Sato's direct subordinate, I forget his name, it might be Tozaki or something. It's very similar, but he climbs up the building, and then before he kills the guys, this is the good part. The hacker guy they have on their team basically bought a drone up there with the live stream feed right there staring at them. So they're just sitting there looking at this drone like, what the hell's going on? And he's over there like, oh, it's time for you to die, and then caps them both in the back of the head, which is kind of brutal. But basically at the same time he realizes he's got to take out the other sniper, so he summons his Ajin. His Ajin basically running across the building like freaking Spider-Man, and basically with enhanced jumping powers. And the Ajin manages to take out two more of the snipers. The last sniper gave him a bit of a trouble because the sniper on Sato's side was getting ready to help him one last time, so this is his last chance basically to save Mr. Sato because Mr. Sato's right in front of the bus at this point, where they would transport him back. So he shot one of the carriers, one of the guys carrying Mr. Sato. That way it takes him a little bit longer to catch back up. At this point, Mr. Sato does something genius. Well, before that, the last sniper for the police, basically decided that, well, the agent's coming after me. I have a short amount of time. Here's what I got to do. I can't kill him. He's an agent, so I'm going to jam up his gun. He shoots his gun before him and the spider actually are killed by an agent. And Mr. Sato basically is screwed at this point. He's got a little bit of time left. So after this, he actually regenerates after the agent kills him and manages to pull off the shot on the guy that was carrying him that I was talking about a minute ago. And they react pretty quickly, still shooting Mr. Sato. But the thing is, Mr. Sato got smart about it this time. After 4 or 5 hundred deaths, it feels like, or it would feel like to him. He died several times walking back to the bus. He got smart about it. He had time to summon his agent. He revived and summoned his agent and laid his agent right on top of him to take all the bullets. And then he was laughing at him like, well, that was a nice try, but you failed. Jumps up and just annihilates the whole assault force, basically, the police special assault force, he just does in with them, like right there, point blank range with a shotgun. They couldn't shoot because of the shoot, they were shooting each other, and he's point blank with a shotgun, so he can pierce the Kevlar. And the thing that cracked me up about it is as he walked out after killing all the police special assault force, he walks out with a smile on his face. He's like, "Ah, I'm exhausted." Basically, he just pulled like any major Shonen Jump character. That's what they say. After they finish a big battle, which they would be exhausted, but they say it with a happy, like light-hearted thing. But the thing is, Mr. Sato just killed the whole police special assault force, and then he's gonna say it like this with uh Luffy-esque type smile on his face. He's just like, carefree, really carefree about the whole thing. But he would be carefree because he was fighting the battle to see who the strongest military in Japan was, and well, he just won. No, the strongest army in Japan was, and he just won that army. So he essentially could gain control of Japan very quickly if they don't bring out the anti-Ajin force, which most likely will have to happen very soon if they're gonna defend Japan. And either that or they're gonna have to give the agents their rights. But Mr. Sato, I still don't think would be happy with that. So he would still go in on them because Mr. Sato is like one of those type of people. Well, I gave you your chance, but you said no, so that was it. That was your only chance. So we're going in on you now, and we're gonna rule Japan. Now we have America in the background for this, which is where it gets really interesting. Because if Japan falls, America's still there. Not only are Japan and America allies, generally in real life, so I'm assuming they were in the anime as well. There is a little bit of espionage going around in the background. They basically gave the scientist that was giving Mr. Tozaki all this information was basically part of the American side, from what it sounds like. So maybe they'll be coming in the next season. That would be pretty cool, unless they do just bring in the Special Defense Force and see if they can do anything. Which, if the Police Special Assault Force basically can't do anything, I really don't think the Special Defense Force will be able to do anything to these guys. Because from what they said, the Police Special Assault Force is much stronger than the Special Defense Force. But maybe in conjunction with some of America's troops, the Special Defense Force could actually help knock back the agents a little bit, or at least put a damper in their supply routes or something if they figure that out to slow them down. But there's a lot of things going on here. And right at the end, the guy K was basically Mr. Sato indirectly affected him because when he dropped that tower, the Grant Pharmaceutical, the guy that was really skeptical of K, basically seeing this and he was like tripping out because he just invested all of his money, all of his life savings in there. And after he did that, the Grant Pharmaceutical fell to the ground. Um, Basically, they assured him Grant Pharmaceuticals was a good company, that they didn't do anything bad. Well, apparently they've been screwing around with the agents, and then they say, well, the bounty for $100 million, the $100 million bounty for agents is still up, and then it's got a picture of Nagai K blowing up on the screen. So Nagai K is right there on the screen, and he's sitting there looking at him, and he's like about to say, "Hey guys, I told you, like this guy, he's not the chick's grandson, so we have to I'm gonna have to capture him and get my money back." That's basically what's gonna happen. So I'm assuming Nagai K will try to escape. As he's escaping, he'll probably pick up the guy he's got locked down in a container, the orange haired guy, I forget his name, and then he's like, "Yeah, that thing I was talking about earlier where I was slacking you in there for a week or two. Yeah, how about we forget that? He's probably gonna be something like that. We can go stop Saito now. Sato now after we seen what he did, I changed my heart. That's probably what he's gonna have to say in order to secure his safety because he's gonna need someone's help because he doesn't have Kai with him anymore. So he's gonna need that dude down in the container, and he's not the type of dude. He is pretty careless. He doesn't care about other people, but he's not the type of guy to leave somebody that basically can't fend for himself down in a container before he leaves and escapes. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna rescue him, try to form some kind of alliance with him, and maybe indirectly get involved with, trying to break down Sato's plans. But overall, this episode was a 9 out of 10. It wasn't where episode 11 was, but it was pretty much there. But overall, I love this episode, guys. That's all. Peace.